What's up, you guys? Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. So when I'm working on scales or just brushing up on technique, like what we're doing here, I always like to stay inspired and keep learning new things. I've been checking out some of the music theory classes on Skillshare lately. That stuff's always helpful. You never stop learning, and it's really cool hearing different approaches from different teachers. Actually, my friend Jacob Collier even has a class on there, which is super fun and definitely worth checking out if you're into exploring musical ideas in a deeper way. And it's not just music. Skillshare has thousands of classes in all kinds of creative areas. There's stuff on writing, animation, video production, productivity, creativity, inspiration. Basically, if you're a curious person, you'll find something there to dig into. The best part is that it's all on demand and you can go at your own pace, just like what we're doing in this video. No pressure, no deadlines. Just explore and grow however you want. So thanks again to Skillshare for supporting the channel, and here's the deal. The first 500 people to use the link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial. So go ahead and click that link, see what sparks your interest, and start learning something new today. All right, let's get into the lesson. Hey, what's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, and this video is about memorizing the pentatonic scale. And so I'm going to give you some great, real, easy ways to start playing the pentatonic and also getting it memorized as quick as possible, and what to learn in the right order. Now, real quick, I have diagrams for all the scales and chords, diagrams, arpeggios, triads, all that stuff in my Ultimate Guitar Guide. You can get it for free in the link down there, so be sure you get that. It'll help with this lesson and pretty much all the other lessons I do as well. I've also got free courses at martymusic.com, as well as a bunch of premium courses like beginner soloing, which would go great with this as well. So anyway, let's zoom in and start memorizing this thing. All right, memorizing the pentatonic. We're going to talk about the minor pentatonic. I like to do the A minor pentatonic. It's right in the middle of the neck. When you play a pentatonic in a key like the A minor pentatonic, it's to play over a progression that's in that same key. So like an A minor, that kind of thing, or an A blues. So the root is crucial. So with that, I think the first position that you need to learn of the minor pentatonic is the one on the E string. It's the best place to start. It's where most of the most famous, rock guitar players stayed in that position majority of the time. Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So we'll do that one, but then the next one that I think you should learn is not the next one up or below, although that's really important. It's the A root, because now you're in two different ranges, and then you start to fill in the space in between. So let's start with the A minor pentatonic. It's great for like a 12-bar blues in the key of A. And so you got to find your A note on the E string. And so it's the 5th fret. It's an E, F is the 1st fret, G is the 3rd fret, and A is the 5th fret. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E again, if you bend it. So 5th fret. And so the way to memorize it, which is the topic of this video, is to learn it in little pieces. And so what I would do is I would start with the index finger on that 5th fret E string, and then go with my pinky up to the 8th fret. Pretty easy to memorize, just 2 notes with that distance, right? 1, 2, 3 frets up, index and pinky. Now, if I played the B minor pentatonic, it's just a whole step up starting on B, same 2 notes. In fact, it's already in a song. So just start with, like, let's say 2 strings, 5, 8, and then on the next string over, the 5th fret of the A and the 7th fret, and then just start with that. So that was ascending. Descending is the opposite, starting here and going down. It sounds very musical. And I mean, that might have sounded a little familiar. This classic melodies are built off of that scale. So you just want to start real simply with 2 strings. 5, 8, 5, 7. 7, 5, 8, 5. And you get that comfortable under your fingers, and then you add a 3rd string, and then a 4th string. And what's great about this position is the next 2 strings, the D and the G string, are the same. So on the A string, it's 5, 7, and on the D string, it's 5, 7, and on the G string, it's 5, 7. So that's where you might hear the term box, this great little blues box. It's because it looks like a little box. They're all the same right in that middle part of the scale. And you have the 5 and 8 on the E string. But then the next 3 strings are the same, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7. And you want to just start getting that under your fingers, where you ascend the scale, meaning lowest to highest. We'll just go up to that G string. And then the opposite, descending, highest to lowest. And then finally, on the B and high E, it goes back to that longer distance, 5th fret to 8th fret. So on the B string, it's 5 to 8. And on the high E string, it's 5 to 8. And if you're struggling to memorize the whole thing, just take it in little 2-string groups. So for a minute, just work on the 5th and 8th frets on the B and high E. Then the B and the G string. Then the G and D string. It's now a perfect little symmetrical box. Then the D and A, perfect little box. And then finally, the A and E string is now that 7, 5, 8, 5. What I just did there was not pick every note. I'm doing some hammer-on and pull-offs, which is a little more advanced. You work on that after you have it memorized a bit. So first one you should memorize is the E root. Second, you should just learn them in little 2-string groupings and start to memorize that. Then put them all together, and then from there, it's very easy. You can look up a jam track on YouTube or on Spotify, or a streaming thing, and just type in 12-bar blues in the key of A, and then just practice the scale over that 12-bar blues. Doesn't mean you're soloing yet necessarily or playing a bunch of licks yet, but hearing the scale over the context really helps connect your ear, your head, to the sound of it with the muscle memory of the position. So that's the first one you memorize. Get that going for a while before you worry about the other positions. There's 5 shapes of them, but you want to stick with that main one and get it under your fingers first. So the second one, though, once you have gotten that going a bit, would be the A root version. I'm going to go faster. You plug it in on the A string instead of the E string. You're going to hear this is the same note, an A note, because we're playing the A minor pentatonic. This is A an octave up. This note's going to sound the same as this A. So there's A's, D's, B's, G's all over the neck of the guitar. So the 12th fret A string is where we start this. It's the same scale in a different spot of the neck. So the shape looks different. So it's going to be 12 to 15 on the A string, and then 12 to 14 on the D string, and then 12 to 14 on the G string. And then this is a little tricky if you're a beginner. You're going to play the 13th fret B string with your middle finger. And then the 15th fret B with your pinky, if you can do it. And then 12 to 15 on the high E. Now you can play the E string as well. I just like to start you memorizing it where the root is. But you have the 12 and 15 on the low E. But that is the root. Now, if I just noodle around with this scale, it's going to sound like I haven't really, it's going to sound in the same key. It's the same notes in a different spot. So I'll noodle around with that one and then go to the first one I showed you. And you're going to hear they're the same scale. Now I have a beginner lead guitar course that's going to walk you through how to start soloing with this stuff, and it's multiple hours long. It's cheaper than a half-hour private guitar lesson, and you get basically 4 or 5 months worth of guitar lessons in that course. Beginner soloing at martymusic.com. So check that out as well. I hope that gave you a little idea on where to start, and good luck. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. I hope it got you going, got you started with this whole thing. Thank you again for your continued support. Really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to get that ultimate guitar guide that's in the link down below. It's got all the chord diagrams, scale diagrams, the whole foundation of playing guitar and all the different diagrams you would need, including the extended scale, the major scale, triads, arpeggios. It's all in there. Then also check out martymusic.com. I've got some courses there, like beginner soloing for one, which would go great with this lesson that we just did. Also a free course, 5 Shapes of the Pentatonic, which goes great with this course as well. Thank you for supporting, and hope to see you again soon. Take care.